Following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello. So, welcome to Vertical Ventilation. I am one half of Vertical Ventilation, Gary Osborne, Assistant Chief Firefighter. This looks weird from what we've done, and this is extremely weird and a callback for me. I haven't been really doing this solo for quite a while, but I wanted to get on here and do something since my counterpart, Mr. Spade, is indisposed right now. He has said, yep, that's good with me. Whatever you need to do. Kind of easy to do whenever the setup is where I'm at. So, as it says today, funny firefighter video reviews. Just wanted to get on here. We're going to watch some firefighter fails on YouTube. I've seen some of them. Some of them are really funny. We're going to talk about them, and we're going to talk about what is good, what is bad, and we'll see what we can get from there. So this first one is from 7 years ago, and it's Firefighter Fail Compilation, Funny Firefighter Fails, from Compilation King with 128,000 views. I might have to turn the volume down. I'm not real sure. So, yeah, buddy. Keep your hands on it. Up on top of the truck, spraying over into a dumpster. I see this going bad. Oh, at least he didn't fall off the truck. Is that a booster line? That's a booster line. That's an old one. He's going through the Jersey barrier. Ooh.
What the fuck?
Ooh. Yeah, lady.
Yeah, I did.
Classrooms. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Standing on a piece of metal. Oh. I'm sorry, but when I seen that, I truly and honestly thought of Aladdin. You know, the whole new world. Just seeing somebody fly off. Hold on. Yeah. That's one heck of a charged fire extinguisher. Oh! That hit him in the head. Okay. But he ain't doing much. You're not even hitting it. I've had that happen before. So, on that situation there, don't just stand there and full stream it. You've got to arch it, or I would be around this side here, like around the side. I'm going to show you with my mouse. I'd be around this side here, off in the distance, spraying up in there. Why? All you're doing here is creating a rainbow. I mean, it's pretty, but all you're doing is creating a rainbow. Car fire. Did he have a hose bust? He had something happen. There's water coming out of the top of it. I'm not sure if that's like a deck gun style or what it is, but yeah, he's got it coming out of the top. And that sucks because when it comes from like on top of you, yeah, you got your neck where it can get in and you're going to get a little wet around your shoulders. But for the most part, you're going to stay dry. When you have that, nope, your entire body's getting soaked. It was a deck gun. They were trying to set up a deck gun. Well, the car's gone now, buddy. It's an old truck. That's just low. Oh, that's low. Like, I'm all on board for hazing. 110%, I'm all on board for hazing. It happened to me. I've done it. It's friendly when you do it the right way. Like, we have an aerial on our fire department. We're the only aerial on this end of the county. And yeah, we might have it up in the air and position the nozzle to where when someone's standing underneath of it, they're getting a shower. I've been hit with a deck gun, and it hurts. I've not been hit with a deck gun that big. Like, and you can hear the engine. Yes, he needed a shower, an upside-down shower. Oh, wild hose drill. Kicked his hind end. And he ate it. That could be something we do. Let's play jump rope with fire department next time.
I lost my helmet. I got scared. You looked like you were stoned. I was like, I want to sit there.
That's not even with the right size hose. That's an 1 3/4. No. If you're going to do a wild hose drill, it's got to be with a 1.5 deuce. That's an 1 3/4. That's nothing. And it's kicking their hind end. They're spraying somebody. Oh, they're having a fire extinguisher fight. That stuff stinks. Like the dry powder that's inside of them, it stinks horribly if you've never had anything to do with it. Oh, no. Was he stuck? Hold on. Was he stuck? Like, that's my question. Looks like, yeah, it looks like he was stuck on ice. We have somebody that could do that. That's extremely grainy, and I can't see what's going on, but I guess, oh, that was just he fell. They're using foam. And they're getting a foam bath. Hope that's after a triple Elf was no longer in use, because if not, guess what? Every single one of those people got cancer. And that's what I was hazed in. I was thrown in a frickin' pool of it. Okay. Pausing did not help the situation on that one. Did he have a shotgun? Oh. It's a water cannon with a lot more air built up in it. Or he's got an air bottle there with it. That's funny.
Emotional damage.
Ow. That was loud.
Is he going to shoot it from there?
What did I miss? Because I missed the hose roll. And he tripped over it.
he gonna shoot it from there?
Okay, so they're beside a creek,
He's getting ready.
beside a river. I seen the hose line charge. Somebody's. Oh, well, I thought somebody was going in the water.
He can't hold him.
It's pushing him backwards. You're not reaching that. You are not reaching that. I'm going to say this. The only way you're reaching that is if God himself would pick you up and hover you over that water. You're not reaching that. Looks like we're having some firefighter games here. That looks like some of the people we have on the department. Just that short. carrying the axe and the bucket. Okay, so we got a car wreck. We got toned off. Oh God. That's why you always set your park brake and use your wheel chocks. Just don't stand in front of it. You ain't gonna stop it. It's like the movie, the Amish Seth Green. The blooper from it where he grabs the guy and he says this is going to happen, and that truck's going to go where it wants to go, and it's going to happen whether you want it to or not, whether you fight it or not. So it kind of hopes you fight it. Okay, so this is racing.
And what happens is there's a fire suppression system under there that will try to help put that out. It tries to help, but that fire
Open the door.
is left of the flat tire on the right front brake rotor. These brake rotors are ridiculous.
Simple trip. That happens all the time.
Is after you remove the old
LDH across the roadway. Got hoses across the roadway. He's going down.
Oh shit. Pressure is too strong.
Okay. He disappeared. Okay, so this one also had some shirts below. Anytime I do reviews on videos that people do, I always like to say to put them on here. So they do have new shirts. If you go to etsy.com/shop/sharper edge, you can get some firefighter and EMS apparel, it looks like. So we did funny. We're going to watch this. This is TikTok compilations of 2020 by Your Riddle Time. I don't want to answer questions. Nobody cares. This has 803,000 views. Yes, found Eddie. And this is, again, from 2020. So who knows what we're going to see on this. I got to watch what I'm doing because I don't want to get copyright strikes. So I'm going to mute that. So he's on fire. That's happened before. I've had it happen. Putting out fire inside of a vehicle. Oh, God. Hold on. It's too old of a car to have anything else, so it couldn't have been like an EV car. Rescuing some people from a balcony, of course, we're going to have that. Caliber parent getting the kids off first. Testing the roof, and down you go. Oh, that's how not to use a ladder, children. With that, like, that sucks. So, snow, ice, nobody at the bottom, no type of securement, 2 guys up on the top, and it just slides and down it goes. And that's going to hurt. Fighting a garage fire, the garage door and the ceiling comes down. We about had that happen. Very quick reaction save there. Let's do this. Oh. Good little POV from a helmet cam there. Breaking windows. And that is what we see. For those that watch this that are not or have not been in the fire service, that is what we see. It is, if there is no ventilation inside, that is the perfect example of our scene of like interior attack. Smoke to the floor at most times. He's pulling somebody out of there. I want a poll. I want a poll in our station. So, getting the ladder, truck company. I feel like a lot of these are just hype videos. A little bit of EMS mixed in with it. Some brush fires. That's what season we're rolling into. I know exactly where some of those are. Anybody know what they're doing in that video? I'm not going to say it. I want people that watch this, that are either watching live or that are watching after the fact, I want you to put a comment at this exact moment if you know what they're doing in that moment. Looks like that's a training class. A little bit more ladder setup here. And this is what happens driving. Nobody cares. It's not, hey, red lights and siren behind me. I'm going to give them space and get out of the way. It's, oh, I'm going to stop dead center of the roadway. Dang. Wilderness firefighters. Those men are beasts. We had some of that a couple years ago. Tennessee had that. You'll find that majority of the time out in the plains or out west. That's backdraft. And there's people that's on that ladder. I don't know if you can see it or if you've seen anything with it. But you'll see them start down the ladder. There's at least 3 guys that's on that ladder when that flares up. Ooh. That's why it's always important, no matter what, wear your gear. Eight firefighters injured on the sidewalk across from truck 9, and we're going to par. Par. So that's another thing I'm going to talk about. You'll hear me pause and talk about some firefighter lingo if it's mentioned. Par check. Personnel accountability report. So over the radio, sometimes dispatch will ask for a status check. That's normally when we do par checks. Par checks are, hey, I see you. You're good. You're supposed to be with me. You're with my group. Everyone's accounted for. If you, because we are on scenes for a while, we've been on structure fires for 4, 5, 6 hours. We've been on brush fires for 8 to 12. A lot of the times when it's, hey, nature calls, I got to go. If par check comes around while that person's using the bathroom, you aren't at par. If you can't physically see them, you are not at par. Because what happens is you say, yeah, we're all good. And then somebody doesn't come home. That's a fire tornado. Dang. Very rare. You probably will never see that if you live in the mountain states. I hate brush fires. A lot of scene shots, multi-story, fully involved, flames through the roof. That's them in training in a simulated flashover, I want to say. Fog pattern, so they're in a defensive state. Thought we seen this one. Yeah, we seen this one, but it might be just a repeat. Hopefully that. But yeah, that guy. That's the thing. Firefighter gear is not fire proof. It is fire resistant. So it can stand an active flame for a certain amount of time. Most of them range anywhere from 30 to 120 seconds. So that is extremely possible for someone to come out of a house and their gear be on fire. It happens all the time. This is another view of that huge flare up that the guys were on the ladder of. And you can kind of see one's almost out of it. These two are here. It looks like there's another one that's right here. Some more wilderness. And I will say this. Yes, fire is steeped in tradition. And normally when you think firefighter, you think fireman. Majority of the time you think the washboard abs posing in the bunker gear with no shirt on, with the straps on. We could make a calendar. Just saying. No shame. We could make a calendar. Women can do it too. My wife is one. Our chief, his wife is a member on our fire department as well. There are women that's in this. And a lot of the times, I would rather have a hardworking woman who is deemed that they can't do the job as opposed to a man who's going to sit there and be lazy. Can't be lazy on a scene. Look, I will be completely blunt and honest with you. Am I in shape? Yes, round is a shape. But I can still go. I still actively make entry whenever I'm allowed. The white helmet kind of prevents that sometimes. But I will still make entry. I will still stand in the doorway. I will still be right on somebody's hip as they go inside. I help with overhaul. I help clean up. You've got to do all aspects. And it's not done when we leave the scene. We get back to the station. We put the trucks back together. I will take a woman who is as hardworking and dedicated to do that as I would take a man who is more physically strong but is an absolute lazy POS. Especially when you get into wilderness. Again, those are some badasses. Got the 130 flyovers with the water. Oh, that's bagpipes. Anyone who has never attended one of these, they suck. We had one for our chief. And it's rough. And you had to do the Pee Wee Herman dance. This is just showing you part of what's done with our training. With our gear up, we have 60 seconds to get fully dressed, pants, boots, coat, Nomex, gloves, helmet, suited up, ready to go. You add an additional 30 seconds for the air pack. So, minute and a half is all you have to get ready. Do all of us do it? No. A lot of times you'll see us walk into the truck with the pants and the boots on, carrying the jacket and the helmet on. But it's able to be done. You have to do it to pass Firefighter 1. He's still got the salad bowl. And that's just showing you the process that it goes through. Cat on a power pole, on a power line. And runs off. Good placement. That's, you don't want to bust the middle. You want to go with a corner. You don't want to do that on top of somebody unless they're covered. Wonderful use of the Halligan and the basic tool combo to break that lock. Forcible entry. And normally what you'll hear them doing at this point is every time that they strike it, you'll hear hit, hit, hit. And the person holding the Halligan is the one that controls it. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. Oh, ropes. Nobody's ever going to be as good as ropes as certain people. However, the Batistas, the family that's on our department, they can do that. Back burning. It's a very good tactic to use if you know how to do it right. Don't do it in 40-mile-per-hour winds. But it can be useful. And all that is a gas can with a little drip nozzle on it with a wick on the end of it that's lit on fire, and all they do is tip it upside down. The gas catches fire as it drips out. More airplane fly-ins. That would be wonderful to see in this area, and I believe they almost did it when we had the fire in the gorge. Or they may have. I wasn't on that one. I'd still love to see this in person. I would absolutely love to see this in person. That's showing how the helicopters feel. They can use lakes, ponds, pools. I've seen them. I've seen one drop into an in-ground swimming pool, not in person, but on video, and pick up as much water as they needed. Hose rolling, don't kick it. I've never seen it backwards or over the shoulder. And then that's what happens. That's an amazing story. Dream job since he was 6. And that's another thing, too. I've grown up around this. I'm in the fire service. Um, anyone who's been around here since I was doing all of my streaming knows that my dad was a firefighter. He's actually on the fire department that I'm currently on. He served and got as high as a lieutenant before he passed away. So I've been around it since I was a baby. And now to not only get to where he was, because I was a lieutenant before I was voted in as assistant chief, but to have his number, hold his rank, that was very special. So it was more of a, hey, I'm going to live up to what you were, but now I get to build on my own. And my kids, if they show the interest in it, can then make their own off of what I've done. So good on you. We need a lot of people that think that way. Especially the never give up on anything. That's a big thing. Okay. You're getting very close with that time. Blue helmet. Okay, so same thing we did on that one. Nothing down here at the bottom, however, firefighter TikTok. So yeah, that's something, especially what that one said. You know, a lot of people grow up around this. A lot of people, it's in their genes, their DNA. That is part of who I am. My friends knew this. My wife knew this when she got with me when we were dating. This is who I am, and it's always going to be a part of me. I want to watch this one. It's not really a funny review, or it's not really like a compilation, but this one is by a Sean Weber. It looks to be a helmet cam from an uncut first due engine on a residential structure fire. So, residential structure fire 1525 North Side Downtown. Engine 1, Tanker 1, Squad 1, Engine 3, Engine 2, Rescue 2, Tanker 5, Squad 5, and Battalion 1. So I'm going to guess, just from the list of trucks, that this is going to be major city. So maybe somewhere like Chicago or Boston, Baltimore, DC, even out west, say Seattle, or somewhere like that. Engine 1 arrives. Captain's tasked with a radio size up. It says size up for incoming units, as well as getting a 360 view of the structure. So we're going to talk some radio talk. Size up is typically first truck on scene says, hey, this is what we got. So, for instance, if I'm there, it's going to be County 6031. They'll say, go ahead, on scene, single-story structure, smoke and flame showing out of the Alpha Bravo side. Then, Alpha Bravo is the side that you park your truck on. It's not necessarily the front door. So if the front door to the house faces a driveway, but the side of the house faces the main road, Alpha side's going to be the side where we park the truck to get the best access. So, and then it goes clockwise, Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta. That's your 360. You get out and you physically walk around that structure if possible. All four sides. You get eyes on all four sides, so you can give them whoever's coming in the best information possible, because trust me, I've came into some structure fires that have amazing information, and I have came into some fires that have horrible information. And if I'm going interior, I want to know everything I can, especially if there's confirmed or potential entrapment. I need to know that. All right. Getting dressed. Got your packs on. Truck comes to a stop. Roll it out. So engine one arrives, 2-story single-family home with fire showing from the front left room. So that is going to be the Alpha Bravo corner. You can see it right over here. And this is around Christmas time. So the 2 backseat firefighters are tasked with deploying the hose line and forcing the door. 9 times out of 10, you're going to split that task. So one person, normally it's going to be your far side, is going to get out of the truck, circle around, and go to the door. Or you can decide who it's going to be. It depends on who you've got and how good you're working together. So you're going to get out of the truck. One's going to go force the door. There's a saying that we have. It's called try before you pry. If you go up there and that door is able to be opened, it's unlocked, open the door. Don't bust it down. Don't kick it in. We don't mule kick. Open the door. Now, if it's locked, absolutely. Take your irons and go at it. But the other person gets the hose out. They make sure that there's no spaghettification. Spaghettification is when you pull that hose out and it just goes everywhere, and you're going to have kinks, and you're not going to get your proper water pressure that you need whenever you turn that line on. So you can see he's at the door. Buddy's there with him. So engine 1 firefighter quickly masks up before forcing entry to the fire. A lot of times I'll put that on in the truck because you can still breathe with the mask on. It's not something where like you put it on and it's sucking to your face. There's a hole in it. With ours, we use Scott packs. So there's a hole about right here. And that's where your actual regulator connects to it so you can get your air in. I'll put my mask on, but I'll leave my regulator off until we get up there. Because all it is you take that, it's attached to your waist on a belt. It's like a seat belt. You untwist it, take it up, twist it, suck in, and you've got your air if your pack's turned on. That's one thing you got to make sure of. So, yes, quickly as possible, get that mask on, protect your lungs, protect your airway. Everything's going to look upside down because he's holding the helmet upside down. All right, so he's back at it. Gets his tools. So the firefighter works to force the door for the hose line to make entry. He's probably getting ready to do what I'm about to say, but if that wreath is in the way of me, I'm sorry to the people that own the house. It's getting out of my way. All right, so he's going to make a purchase point. Taking a lot of time trying to get in that. Taking a lot of time trying to get in that. Okay, so he's attempting a single-man door force, but is encountering an issue. He asks for help from his fellow firemen to tap him in. So now they're going to transition from a single to a two-man forced entry. So he's going to hold the Halligan. And again, this is where the other guy has a flat back axe or a TNT tool that's a mixture with a sledge or a sledgehammer in and of itself. And he hit, drive it in as far as he needs to make him a point. And you can see the doors separating. like right through here. He's getting a nice little gap there. The deadbolts is what is causing this. So now he's got to try everything he can to force that door open. Me personally, if there's a second engine here, they're going to be hitting it from the outside while they're trying to make entry. Because here we are, about 2.5 minutes into the video, and not a single drop of water has been sprayed. So you got a secondary door entry, and there you go. Looks like you got at least another guy, if not another crew there with you. So the nozzle man makes entry. He's going to be knocking down the fire. Best way to do this is aim for the seat of the fire. Now, of course, you're going to have to spray up to kind of push everything back, but aim for the seat. So that's the base of the fire. This is the next topic that I want to talk about whenever me and Spade are on here, which it won't be the rest of this weekend because we are going on vacation this weekend. So I will not be around. It's something that me and my wife have needed just with the way things have been with work and a lot of stress. So we're getting away. But the conversation that I want to have next time, and Spade, if you're watching or if you watch this, we're going to do smooth bore versus combis. Me personally, I'm a smooth bore. I love how a smooth bore attacks. It's more water volume. Some people like a combi because you can do defensive or offensive. I'm a smooth bore. So, Firefighter encourages the nozzleman to knock the fire above them before advancing. Yes, you don't want to go in when you have stuff above you. He's using a smooth bore. I can tell that from the nozzle. Now here's where it gets fun because you're not going to see a whole lot. So they're going to continue to knock down, advance the hose line in. You're going to have a guy at the door. He's going to be feeding that hose in while everybody else is doing what they need to do inside. He's still hitting everything. And what's going on here is your two-man crews. So your first guy is your nozzle man. He's the one that's responsible for spraying that water. Everything that goes on inside of that house, he's the one wet stuff on the red stuff. You'll hear me say that a lot, and that's because that's what we do. It's the guy behind him. That's typically where I end up being, or some of the more senior guys, because we've been in enough. Our job is while you're focused here, we're focused here. So fire's coming up here. I'll tap you on the top left shoulder. Hey, it's top left. Flaring up on the bottom right, I'll hit you below the arm on the right. So you know, right side, low. You're directing. He's watching what's going on directly. You're watching the full picture. Still a lot of heat in that building. They haven't even made it into the main area. They haven't made it more than 10 feet inside the door. So now you got a three-man crew. So your three-man crew, you're going to have, of course, your nozzle man, your secondary man watching, and then you got your third guy who is your relay man. He's the one that's going to communicate outside. It's a lot easier to do with three. If you have two, that's your secondary guy. He's the one communicating. But, yeah. So, yes, conditions have improved drastically. As you can see, there is no longer a huge fireball coming out the front of the house. So we are about 4.5 minutes in at this point. Still knocking things down. Heavy water load onto it. So, yes. That's by Sean Weber. That is his helmet cam. It was a quarter mile from the station, and everyone was left unharmed. So Sean Weber, 4,000 or 4.02 subscribers. That video has 548,000 views. And I think we got enough time. We'll watch one more We're going to go with this one. And this one's by Stockton Fire History Originals. Says uncut, quick knockdown, 2 views, aggressive interior structure attack, South Fresno Avenue in Stockton, California. So that's where the fire comes out at. It says after a pre-alert, a box alarm is dispatched for the south side of the city. Structure fire, and this is on 9/26 of 19, South Fresno Avenue. You've got engine 2963, tanker 2, tanker 3, battalion control 1, battalion control 2, and operations 1. After dispatch, all units go en route on channel 1, then switch to TAC 2. TAC is talk around channel. You always have your IC or your main information go through your dispatch. So whatever channel, whether that be a digital or an analog, most places are digital now. There's very few places where there's analog left. So you communicate on that, but all of your scene functions are done on your TAC channels. For instance, we have TAC 1 and TAC 2. Our department specifically uses TAC 1 for all firefighting operations. So your interior crews will be on TAC 1. TAC 2 is used for our water supply. So that's if we have a water situation of where we don't have a hydrant that we can hook up to because we are not in a major city. There are times where we will still respond to calls and not have a hydrant that we can directly hook up to. Now, it may be a little bit of a distance that we have to lay some LDH or large diameter hose, but a lot of times we have trucks shuttling. So we have a supply line that's dropped to our engine. Sometimes we'll use some portable ponds, which hold about 1,000 gallons of water, and the best way to use that is with 2 of them. They'll drop the water, then they'll go and drive the distance to a hydrant or to a water source, whether that be a creek, a river, a pond, a lake, a swimming pool, whatever we can get water from, and they will draft from that, or they will hook up to a hydrant and fill their tank back up and then respond back to the scene to keep relaying water in. You can do it with 1, but it's better to do it with 2, so you have 1 dumping while 1's filling. They bypass each other. 1's dumping while 1's filling. And you can do it with more than just 2 as well. So after the very first 911 report, units dispatched, and a fire clock is started, dispatchers continue to gather information. So while you're on the phone with it, dispatch is still, or while you're responding, dispatch is still going to be on the phone with the caller, trying to get some more information, because a lot of times we hear it all the time. My house is on fire. Okay. What's your address? You get the address. Okay. What's some landmarks? People don't post their numbers like they used to. We can drive by houses that have an interior fire that just haven't gotten to the point where they're ventilating yet, and we don't even see them. It's sad. Post numbers on your mailboxes in big letters, reflective letters, so we can see them. EMS will thank you too. So I'm going to guess that that is the house. Engine 2, that this may not be an abandoned house. That is the one thing we hate to hear. So this video capture is from the firefighter on engine 2, first due to the fire. As the dispatcher finishes her repeat of the information for the fire, engine 2 arrives on scene. So first due captain has the important job of giving a radio description of the incident, a CAN report. It's a scene size up. It's just a different name for it. So conditions, actions, and needs. That is, hey, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing. This is what I need. I know that there is a lot of discord between some places when it comes to the people that's out in the field and the people that are in dispatch. We have some very good dispatchers. Me personally, I've not really had any bad run-ins with any of them in our county. or in the county that we run in neighboring to us. But there can be some. The biggest thing is our needs is our needs. Get us what we need. We have a wonderful little saying from some of our departments and some of our guys. If I need a purple and pink polka dotted elephant, get me a purple and pink polka dotted elephant. If I ask for 500 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, your only question to me better be smooth or crunchy peanut butter. If I need it, get it to me. Do not deny me a need if it's going to put that fire out or if it's going to protect my guys or protect the homeowners. So Engine 2's giving their size up at the scene. He had a glove in that. Reports single story, single family home, heavy smoke showing, working fire, water supply behind them, stretching an attack line. So they've got a water supply behind them. They're going to get an attack line out. More than likely, I hope that they grab that trash line. If not, hopefully there's an attack line on the side of the truck that other guy's going to be getting. So dispatch confirms traffic with Battalion 1. Battalion 1 acknowledges that they're on scene. Battalion 1 assumes command of the incident. They'll name the incident. So a lot of times you'll hear dispatch say 3rd Street Command. That helps if there's multiple incidents going on, which is if it's a major county or a major city like this is. It helps because there's a lot of other issues going on. So if you just say command to dispatch, they're not going to know which command they're talking to. However, if you say 3rd Street Fire Command, they're going to know. So command post is located. That is where everyone who reports the scene needs to go. They're also requesting traffic control so they can keep people off the roadways, and the firefighter works with the engine stretch cross sleigh. That is spaghettification. That right there. Now, it's a minor version of it. Very minor version, but that is spaghettification. So Engine 2 is giving an update to command incoming units. There's heavy fire on the front room, and they're stretching the line now. So don your equipment, including your SCBA, mask, air pack, all of it. I will go ahead and admit I am the world's worst. I'm not the only one, but I am one of. I don't wear a pack. I will. If it's a major fire and I know that I'm going to be inside for a while, I'll wear a pack. It doesn't bother me to wear one. But I'm part of that old group of once the fire's out, that pack's coming off. And I don't need to be, and I realize that. And I need to be a good example for the future guys coming in because there are some younger guys that need to be trained right. But got to do what you got to do. And I should be doing it right. So masking up is an essential skill that must be done fast for quick attack and correctly. That's why we had the conversation in the last stream or a couple streams ago about a beard. Fire departments still say that you can't get a proper seal with a beard. I can, but sorry, something's bothering me. I can, but I'm going to follow what the regulations are to set the standard. So he's getting everything situated. That's why we're upside down. Takes 15 seconds to mask up. I hope it would take shorter, but I can see that. It says even that quickly, it's not fast enough. And the captain is ready, and the line's needed to knock down the flames. So this guy's a captain. You can see he's wearing a white hat. And he's pushing his way up to the door. Sorry, he's wearing a red hat. On our department, white hats are your chiefs, your captains. Red hats are your lieutenants. Yellow is your safety officers. And then black is your certified members, black with a shield. We use the traditionals. Some people use the Euros, and they're wrong. But we use traditionals, and it's got a front shield on it. And the shield is earned when you pass your certifications. When you are certified that if I need you to go inside a house, you can go inside the house. If you don't have a shield, you're over 18, so you're not a junior, but you're not certified. Juniors wear orange. So that way, if they're on a scene, they know, hey, that guy can't do much of anything. So Captain's given an update that Engine 2 is getting water on the fire in the front room, and they have a working attic fire. So it's not only on the first floor, it's spread up to the attic. You got vertical ventilation. Hey. Vertical ventilation is going to be put in place soon, and that's going to try to get some of this heat and this smoke out of the house. Fire departments today are so afraid to ventilate. I understand don't ventilate until your interior crew says, hey, I'm good to go. But fire departments are so afraid to ventilate, and I don't know why. Cut the hole. All right, so we got an aggressive attack on the interior in the front room. Looks like it's a living room. That looks like a couch that's off to the right-hand side there. He's going to get inside. He's using a combi because you can see it's kind of spread out a little bit. And what that does is that breaks down that straight stream into droplets, which is supposed to be a little bit more aerated water on the fire to kind of give it a little bit more spread. So aggressive knockdown of the fire. Firefighter informs the captain that it is too hot to be in here. Too much hot. They need ventilation. Now, there's multiple types of ventilations, and you've heard me say one, which is vertical. That's our name. Vertical ventilation, that's whenever you've got a hole out the roof. Whether you cut it, whether it's done naturally by the fire, something has caused the heat to burn a hole and it goes out. You have horizontal ventilation which could be as simple as busting a window, opening a door. You could put a fan in to either push air in to kick up hot spots or pull air out. And then you have hydroventilation, which is something that a lot of people don't really do anymore because it ties up a hose line, but I'm a big fan of it. You take a combi nozzle, you put it on a fan pattern, you set it in a window, you turn it on, which of course that ties up either somebody holding it or you have to secure it, and it goes out the window, takes all the smoke, takes all the heat with it. So he's backed out. Oh, great. That's a wonderful information to get. Truck, the house may have been used as a drug lab. I have fought a meth lab before. Prettiest green flames I've ever seen. And that introduces another big issue. You do not, at any point in time you are in any certain distance of this house, take off your air mask. We don't need you to become an incident as well. So he's using the hose stream to cool the structure, hitting the top. Heat rises, so he's hitting there, trying to knock the heat down. Engine 2's requesting a 360. It's hotter than a typical fire of this occupancy. I don't understand why a 360 wasn't done up front, but command acknowledges. Still got them peeking in the door. He's got a few flames there, so the bulk of the fire in the front room has been knocked down. You're going to have some hot spots, but right now I don't see a whole lot of red stuff. Engine 3 arrives fourth due and assumes your RIC, or what we call a RIT crew. So RIC, Rapid Intervention Crew, or RIT, Rapid Intervention Team. They are packed up. They are ready to go in case you hear the dreaded 3-word, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. They are there to go in case a firefighter gets hurt. It has happened. We've had a firefighter as close as a town on the other end of the county that had a fatality. We've had counties that do not directly neighbor us but are close in proximity that have had fatalities. Fortunately, we have not, but it's always a possibility. So RIT, same difference. The remaining units from the first alarm are now arriving on scene and going to work. There is work on scene for everybody, whether it's gopher, whether it's relief for the nozzle man, whether it's ventilation, whether it's search and rescue. There's always a place for somebody. The most important person is on the pump panel, because if you don't have somebody there, you have no water. If you have no water, you can't put the fire out. Command assigns Truck 3 to soften the building, removing bars and other security measures. So they're going to take those bars off the window. They're going to go around and make sure that everything is done like that. So Engine 2 advances into the structure, multiple fires in multiple rooms. So, of course, that means, hey, we're going to need a second line. They needed a repeat of the transmission. So basically what that is, hey, I didn't hear you completely. Tell me what you needed again. So Engine 2's broadcast traffic again saying, hey, we need another line pulled. Command acknowledges on that one. So that time they heard him. So the firefighter inside face heat and reduced visibility. That's a lot of what we see. He's calling for hydraulic ventilation. So first in hose line has advanced into the house. Engine 9 has pulled a second line behind them. Now calls for water. And what they're going to do is they're going to spray out that window. And you can see when he does it, it's pulling that smoke out that window. I'm going to back up to where it shows it. I think it was a little more back. See how you see the smoke ducking in and pulling air in with where the water stream's going. That is hydraulic ventilation. So Engine 9 is going to follow this video capture as well. So the hallway and bedrooms are on fire until the vertical ventilation is established. These firefighters face extreme heat. Heat has nowhere to go if there's nowhere for it to go. And heat's going to go up. And the more the heat goes up, the more it's going to descend down because it builds. You're going to cook your guys. However, again, please wait until your interior crew says, hey, I'm good, ventilate. So 10 minutes in since the first 911 report. Fills are required, moving rigs from another part of the city to fill gaps in coverage. We do this too. Like if we're going eastward, we'll ask some stations that are back west that haven't been toned out, hey, requesting you to be on standby. That may just include them being at their station. It may include, hey, if we get toned, you're getting toned for it. Or it may be, hey, you guys need to get in a truck and you need to come to our station because we're going to be here a while. So again, heat. If it's hot, you'll feel it through that gear. So it's going to slow things down. Loss of water pressure, that can happen for numerous reasons. It could be that water supply has been interrupted. It could be that another nozzle has been turned on and they're adjusting the pressures to accommodate. It could be the other nozzle was turned off. With that one, more likely, you're going to see an increase. Second line advancing into the house behind them. It divides the fire attack into two. This allows Engine 2 to pick a side of the house and advance into to knock the blaze down. So when that happens, if I got line behind me, it's going to be, okay, I'm going to go left, you're going to go right. And you're going to hit everything in front of you, and I'm going to hit everything in front of me. So again, seat of the fire. That's where the main body or the ignition point. That what he's doing here, you'll see him doing circles or figure eights or V's. They're trying to cool things down. Bulk fires knocked down, they'll check for extension of fire into the attic and then begin the overhaul process, ensuring hot spots are out. Hot spots cause rekindles. Rekindles are horrible. You don't want to go back out to a house, so put it out the first time. Now, I understand sometimes that can't happen. The worst thing for that is blown in insulation. I hate blown in insulation. It's nasty. It sucks when it gets wet. It sticks to you all over the place, and it hides hot spots. So this is engine 9, which was third due, and they pull the second line. So, yeah. Passes the engineer from 2 and 6s. They're working together to establish a water supply. You can see he's carrying some LDH. That's coming off of that truck. They've got a ladder there. So he does a personnel size up. And then what that is, hey, who's doing what? What do I need to do? And then he's told to pull the second line, get to the front door. So he's going to get the second line off the truck. That's our quick attack lines. He passes the truck company and other units. What they're doing is they're getting ready to go up on the roof. They're the ones going to cut that hole. So 200 foot, yes. Our standard is 200 foot of pre-connected attack line. Ours are color-coded on our trucks. Each one of our trucks has a different color. It could be orange and black. It could be green and white. It could be red and blue. Just depends on the truck. So, and most of them are 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches anymore, or 1 3/4 inches. Very rarely will you see a quick attack line that's 1.5 deuces. So charge line, mask up. In this one, it doesn't have to be as quick because you've already got your guys in there. This is where engine 3 arrives. They're assuming they're Rick or Rick crew. See, it says they're on standby in case there's a safety issue with a firefighter inside. They do nothing. If you are a firefighter that's IC and you have enough people to have a Rick or Rick crew, they don't do anything. They are not, okay, go relieve them or go up on the roof and cut or go around the back of the house and see what we got. No, they stand ready at the front door. If something happens, they are then activated and go inside. That is their sole purpose. I understand with the volunteer fire service, we can't get that a whole lot because we don't have the members. But that's their job. And there is a specialized training for it. So they're advancing into the building. They're also on top of the structure for vertical ventilation and to check the conditions of the C side or Charlie side of the house, which is the back. So ready to charge the line. You can see the front of the house doesn't look near like what it looked like at the beginning. Yeah, you've got a little bit of garbage on the front, but that's about it. Water supply is established. Engine 2 charges the line. Engine 9 captain gets a look down the delta side of the structure to see what's going on down that side. So now they're going over a brief plan. This is pretty much a, hey, what are we going to do once we get in there? Where are we going to go? How are we going to operate? Normally, if I'm with the crew, I'll say this whenever we're in the truck. I hate power lines. Drop lines and all that suck. And I don't think that's a power line. I think that's some type of like electrical or extension cord that they had. So engine 2 captain's calling back to anyone in the doorway that they need an additional hose line. Well, guess what? They have one. That is your visibility inside of a house. It sucks. It's not all, ooh, clear as day, there's the fire. And that's what I hate. And my wife, if she's watching, I know she's going to have comments about this, but that's why I hate these stupid TV shows. Chicago Fire or any of them like that, that when you go inside, it's, oh, everything's bright and clear and there's the fire. Yeah, you have those sometimes. But as soon as you put them out, that's what you deal with. I am very critical of fire, EMS, and military shows, and she knows this. So, Engine 2 captain confirms the direction. Engine 9 advances second line into the dark of the house, searching for additional fire. As they advance down the hallway, they encounter that the house has an unconventional floor plan. We never know what we're walking into, so we've got to pay attention. There's a hole in the ceiling. From the inside of the structure, you can hear the vent group saws to open the roof. They're discussing the floor plan and what rooms they have encountered. Bulk of the fire is now knocked down. They were able to knock down the call within 13 minutes. So that includes your response time. That is an amazing response time and knockdown. So this is what just a little bit about it. Stockton firefighters had their busiest year ever in 2019, responding to more than 51,000 emergencies with only 12 firehouses that are protecting over 350,000 people. We don't have that. Now, our calls, yeah, we have a pretty decent call volume, up towards 270s to 300s, but nowhere near 51,000. But we also, with our fire department, we don't have medical. We don't have first responders. So we won't get as many of that as a paid fire department, because paid fire departments do have that. So they average approximately one working structure fire a day, every day of the year, like this one. We haven't had that many. We have had some, but that is a typical scene for your interior guys. So, with that being said, it is almost an hour and 15 minutes, and we are at 9:45, and I am tired because I have been up since 5:25, 5:30 this morning. So, that being said, it's not on here. It will be on the actual podcast side whenever we go to that screen and you have me and Spade setting over that direction. We are running a kind of follower goal right now, and the follower goal that we have is getting to 300. And we're going to do something if we get to 300 within a certain time frame. So the camera that we use isn't just like a regular webcam. We have an actual camera with a tripod set up for us to do our streams over in the actual side, which that should be changing a little bit here soon. We're not going to be at the table. We're going to be a little bit more comfortable once we get some fundings. But if we can get to 300 in a certain time frame, and I want to say we'll give it a month and a half. So we're April 18th. March. Where am I getting my months? We're at March 18th. So if we can get there by the 1st of May, we will go on location at our local fire department, the one we are members of, and host a live stream walkthrough where we show you all of our trucks, all of our gear, all of our equipment, and you get to see a typical rural volunteer fire department. And we might throw in a few special things that I've got to talk to Spade on. But if he approves it, and we'll see if we can go that route. So, that being said, anyone who tuned in now or tunes in after the fact, we definitely appreciate it. We're trying to get this to grow a little bit more. It's the reason I'm on here by myself. I didn't want it to go a couple weeks before we had something else out there, and this was just about the best thing that I thought that I could do. So, appreciate every single one of you. Make sure that you tell a friend. We're 75 followers away from that 300. bring somebody in, leave a like, leave a comment after the fact, subscribe to us. If you have Amazon Prime, it's a free subscription. You get it for a month, and then you don't have to watch those ads. That's the big thing. 4 subscriptions, I believe a tier 1 is $5 for a month. That's all you got to pay. Then you don't have to watch those ads for a month. It helps not only support the channel, but it's going to help everything that goes on behind the scenes with our equipment and with our setup. So, that being said, guys, we appreciate everything you do. I know I speak for Spade on this when we hope we can turn this hobby into something a little bit bigger. And we hope to see you next time whenever we're both back here with more conversations, more laughs, and no more frickin' hot sauce. It's not happening again. My daughter is grounded until she's 18. So, again, we appreciate you guys. Thank you. Hope to see you next time.